of Baku there, the pass from Amecha, allowing the challenge to come in and be made, but Amecha tracking back well. Mehmet invites the foul from Belousov. I've been very impressed with the way Baku and Amecha have been linking up. They look extremely dangerous on that right flank and could cause Moldova a lot of problems here this afternoon or early evening. Just over a quarter of an hour gone. It's pretty much been one-way traffic so far. I think Moldova have managed probably one decent cross into the box on a quick counter. No one in the penalty area to latch onto the end of it, though. It's going to be difficult for them to venture forward and commit too many players forward as well, because of just how aware they are of how quickly Germany can catch you out, and string of passes and a few seconds later and it might be 2-0. So Moldova with a very difficult task here. Some layoff. Robin Hack doing extremely well there, just getting his body in front of the player, making it look very simple there. An example there of how Moldova struggling to play their way out of their own half here. The ball out wide. Baku tries to play it short into the box. Instead of the cross this time, it's come back. Chance now! Nope. The flag stayed down. Whether or not it would have gone up, well, your guess is as good as mine, but I think Hack did enough to stay on side there. Yeah, he did. If he would have been able to control it, the goal would have stand. Had time to perhaps spin round, have a look. Ergin Berisha in the middle, completely unmarked. Here's Berisha again. He could have perhaps played it into the middle. There were options there, but well, that time the ball does come into the middle. And Ercan with a wonderful header there. Had to generate most of the power himself. Oh, wonderful header there from Ercan. Almost at the edge of the penalty area. Mid-jump, really had to crank that neck to generate that power. And looks like it might have taken a deflection as well. As Germany have the corner, it's a good cross. No one able to get on the end of it though, and Moldova now, these are the opportunities that they really have to try and take advantage of, but they're going to need more than that. Just running out of ideas far too early. There's another look at that Ercan header, and it was a save apparently. Started. Well, I'm not sure he was, to be honest. The corner, in my opinion, probably shouldn't have stood. Germany with so many chances already. 20 minutes gone, they could easily have had 2 or 3 at this stage. I suppose the only negative you can take out of that is having not scored the goals. As the saying goes, if you don't score them up front, you concede them at the back against the likes of Moldova. The chances of that happening a little slimmer than other opponents, and that's not being disrespectful to Moldova at all. I think it's fair to say that skill-wise, there is a bit of a gap between the two. That's just the way football goes. All you need is a chance, and as long as it stays 1-0, well, Moldova's still in this game. Germany, you feel, need to try and get a second, maybe even a third here in this first half, and set themselves up nicely for the second 45. Lovely little ball there from Hack. Ercan does really well. Ercan! Perhaps holding on to it for just a little too long there. One touch too many, a slightly earlier ball. And there were options available to him in the middle to pick out. Mecha especially making a run towards the near post, had lost his marker as well. He was hoping for a pass perhaps a second earlier. Germany do have a corner though. Dennis Geiger, the Hoffenheim player, with the delivery. Headed away by Krasjun, the Moldova captain. Krill. Up his options, will play it short to Pipa. Baku. Ridley Baku, another very, very exciting player. One of a number of exciting young players at Mainz. Luca Kilian, another Finn Dahmen, just to name a few. Let's not forget Jonathan Burkhardt. Burkhardt on the bench for today's game, could very well see him in action later on. Schlotterbeck, lovely ball. First time cross then, just waiting for someone to have a go at it. No one in and around the penalty spot though. Schlotterbeck with a slight push in the back there. There is Luca Kilian. To spend some time in quarantine. Tested positive for the coronavirus, but that's all done and dusted. Idea that Nevenko with the cheeky little back heel, but just not close enough to Susio. Decent little spell this for Moldova inside the German half, if only for a moment. Chan with the pressure there on Dross, forcing the ball back to the keeper. Decent little header down there. Moldova starting to look a little more promising in their build-up play. It's taken them a good 25 minutes to have a little spell like this. Whether or not they can do anything with it, well, that's the question. Germany struggling to get the ball clear at the moment. Now perhaps Geiger does very well. Wow, not the worst of ideas there. We saw Robin Hack in acres of space out on the left flank. And Mecha in space outright as well. The defender in between him and Mecha, therefore deciding to send it out left. Quick to apologise to his teammate there. A better ball was needed, but the idea was certainly the right one. Keeper goes for a long ball over the top. Only Berisha there to try and chase it down. One back by Geiger. Does well to pick out Berisha, but the ball coming into his feet at real pace was always going to struggle to settle it and try and get a shot off. Picked off well by Pieper. Now Nmecha able to turn. Pieper continues his run out wide. Nmecha going it alone here. Still Nmecha. Just holding on to it for a little bit too long. Picked off by Jacobs. Nice little 1-2 with Hack. Jacobs tries to pull it back across the face of goal, but decent goalkeeping by Stari again. Really doing well at keeping that area at the near post, regardless of which side the ball comes in from. Nice and safe so far. Something tells me he's going to have to make a few more saves here this evening. The Moldova keeper, especially if the game continues in this manner. Germany pretty much in complete control so far. Baku back to Geiger. Geiger, well, hoping that Nmecha was going to make that run. Nmecha just a little stuck in the mud there, but Geiger perhaps misreading the situation slightly as well. Geiger, player that suffered with quite a few muscular injuries during his time, even as a young player. It's probably the only downside to his game. Hoping that next season will be an injury-free one, so he really can help develop his game and further develop as a professional. Geiger, lovely ball out wide. I mean, you can see the talent is there for all to see. Always happy to get on the ball when he's on the ball. Very rarely makes the wrong decision. Likes to keep it moving quickly. He's always got his head up, looking for options, always looking forward as well. That's why Stefan Kuntz and many in German football rate the young number 6 so highly. Anamaya to Schlotterbeck. Spread it out onto the left side. Ismail Jacobs now. Playing that one exactly in between Uchan and Robin Hack. Moldova with a breakaway chance here. Pieper does really well to get across. Schlotterbeck slightly out of position. Two central defenders working well together there. Good communication there between the two of them as well.